Temtem's a Pokemon ripoff from Kickstarter, and it is a fucking rip off.
Not an homage.
No, it is a fucking clone.
Hmm.
If this came out back in like '95, people would have gone, yeah, okay, add it to the Digimon and the whatever pile. Except it's not trying to be a similar thing but different. It's trying to just straight up be Pokemon.
So where does your ripoff line extend? Do you consider... Okay, so you'd call Monster Hunter Pokemon ripoff? Right?
What?
Yeah, right?
No. What?
No? Rancher.
Jesus
Sorry.
Christ.
Sorry. that was insane. Sorry, I misspoke. Rancher. Monster
Okay,
Rancher.
yeah, sure.
Okay.
Digimon.
Metabots.
I'm not familiar with Medbots.
Okay, it's Kid and his buddy Metabee,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know.
Okay. So,
Those are like clones, ripoffs, yada yada.
yeah.
Right? This is as
It's not a clone.
right. Okay, well this is a Pokemon clone.
Yeah.
Then. This is as close as you can get before a lawyer comes knocking at your door. Like, you start the game and your mom says, hey, go out there, go talk to the professor, and the professor gives you 3 Temtem to choose from.
Okay.
And they have type advantages against each other.
Okay.
And then you walk out the door and your rival attacks you.
Okay.
Like, it is fucking Pokemon.
Is it made by angry Pokemon fans that wanted better?
No, it predates Sword and Shield's announcement.
Yeah.
It's just made by a Spanish team that loves Pokemon.
And wanted to play online.
And wanted to make their own Pokemon called Temtem. The original gimmick was that the original gimmick back on the Kickstarter is that it is a pseudo MMO. So as you're Temtemming, there are like hundreds of people also Temtemming around you.
Okay. It's a pseudo MMO.
Yeah.
So it's got a full single player adventure.
Absolutely. Just
And
imagine you were playing Pokemon,
but other people
but
are running
everybody
around.
else playing is also around. When they get into a random battle, you see a little like sword icon above their head.
Okay.
And you can duel them at any time. You can trade them at any time.
Okay.
And that part's cool. But it's weird because the MMO thing, which was its original hook, is now like, who cares? Now its real hook is that it's a really good feeling off-brand classic style Pokemon game.
But the online aspect is not even a big deal.
Not to me.
Because it sounds like that's what I would think that would be the funnest place to explore with a concept like this, because when you think about Pokemon, you think about like, man, it would be great to fucking challenge other trainers and do that whole
Yeah.
you
You could also
anime
play
adventures
co-op
thing.
the whole game.
Yes, I did see that in the trailer too.
But for me, the appeal isn't so much the MMO stuff. I think it's neat. But it's not like, oh wow. For me, it's that it is a Pokemon fan game that changes a lot of things that I really don't like about Pokemon for what I believe is the better.
Okay.
So, it's all 2v2. Every fight in the game is 2v2.
Cool.
Which,
That was a thing that was occasionally in the older games.
yeah.
But not the main.
And what it does
way.
is that, like, man, you spend way less time switching out for type advantage as a result.
Okay.
They also use a stamina system instead of PP.
Okay.
And the stamina is like, it takes a lot of stamina to do big attacks.
But after a couple turns, it'll regrade.
It'll regen every turn.
Okay.
And if you use a big stamina attack when you're low, it will take some of your health instead. Because your Temtem exerted themselves.
Okay.
Right? Stuff like that, right? You're using cards instead of balls, right?
What are those? Let's just get right to it. What do those final evolutions look like?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea. The art style is kind of weak overall. The humans look pretty awful. The Temtem themselves look like off-brand Pokemon, in some cases very literally, like there is a Caterpie.
Okay.
There's a Metapod.
Because I want to know. I need to see like previews of like where shit goes.
Yeah.
To know even if it's like, do you even want to go down this road? Because Digimon all
goes crazy.
but it starts worse in my opinion.
Way worse.
Digimon starters all look way worse than Pokemon do, but they all fucking end up amazing in these ridiculous directions, and there's so many options with them that it's like, yeah, it's fucking worth it. it's fucking worth it. So when it comes to these Temtem choices, you kind of want to know, like, where are we going with this, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna look it up. What's Crystal turn into? I can't find it.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was helpful.
Do
But
they gain guns?
they do not gain guns. No, it's Pokemon through and through.
Okay.
And there's all sorts of. It looks very good, like fidelity wise, which helps because it's a PC game.
Yes.
And it'll be coming in everything else.
When?
Eventually, it is in early access right now.
Okay. Were those like stretch goal ports?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the fucking the emphasis on early access.
Okay.
Like there are only 75 of the little guys in the game right now. There's gonna be 161 eventually. But as such, when you go through the areas...
75 including evolutions?
Yeah.
Oof.
Right now. And so what happens when you go through the game right now, I was talking to a friend of mine, where you run into issues in which you're like fighting Rattata for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
Because there just aren't enough in the game right now.
If everything, or if almost everything has 2 or at least 3 forms, that's very little.
This thing is really, really early.
Okay.
Like... It's pretty solid, like bug wise, but like less than half of the content is in Shadowface. That's right. But for a very early access game, and for what it is very obviously trying to be, I'm fairly impressed. I really enjoyed my time with it.
I wonder why they went early. I guess to get some funds.
I believe that is the case.
Fundraise.
And also since they want to throw people at it.
Okay.
To break it.
Okay.
And test shit. The change to 2v2 and the stamina system alone just make it, to me, a lot more fun to actually fights. When I played Pokemon games, I would get in a random battle and then switch to the Pokemon that had the type advantage and then just kill that Pokemon outright. And that was that. That's not how they play out generally in Temtem.
You have to consider either.
Stuff has way more health in general.
Fights are...
Like, even if you get like a super effective move, they don't usually die.
Oh, okay. Is the full like single player thing there?
Hell no. Like you're running through a town and like 4 of the buildings have work in progress, like little signs out in front.
Okay. How far can you get?
Pretty far. Like pretty long. Like I think people were saying like 20, 30-ish hours. And like a fraction of the game is there right now. It's super early, but I'm like really excited because it feels like, how do I put this? There's a lot of folk, particularly Pokemon fan, who very much hate Temtem because visually the design is not nearly as good, and it is laughably unfinished compared to any Pokemon game that exists right now. And the feeling of like, why are people getting excited for this ripoff? It's like, it's because it feels to me like when it's done, it will be like a Shovel Knight to Red and Blue.
Yeah.
Not to Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Or not to Gold and Silver, but to Red and Blue.
Cool.
Which is exciting to me, as that was the Pokemon game that I cared the most about.
Yeah, I think that's... I mean, it all sounds pretty interesting. I guess I would be most excited to play it on something like a Switch.
Yeah.
So, it's like, it's the portable associations are so strong in my brain.
Yeah.
That sitting down at Steam and booting it up is like, just, it doesn't feel...
Well,
like
for me, I sit down and boot everything on Steam, so that's long gone for me.
And I say this while simultaneously also saying I want the Pokemon game where you can look up, you know?
Yeah, so, you can't.
Yeah, I know.
This is locked to the old type of perspective hard.
So I do see the conundrum in that, but if they are getting there eventually with ports and stuff, then that sounds cool.
I am kind of like bummed out at the... Like, I wouldn't call it a backlash. Just there's a lot of people that are like incredibly dismissive of it.
Okay.
Like, it's fun. I enjoyed playing it a lot.
And
it's early, so be kind.
Well, so the funny thing is that despite the fact that there's a lot of Pokemon clones out there in IP, there's not a lot of Pokemon clones in game.
I would agree with that.
Right? It's interesting that you could like associate a lot of different things out there with, like, you can sell a kid and their buddy animal in a million different ways, but not many things are playing out the way that Red and Blue did. So there's space for this. I would be interested to give it a little test, but then forget about it until it's done.
I think I got one more sitting in me, and then to forget about it until it's done.
Providing that we get some cool final evolutions.
Like the way that I played Hades, where like I played Hades for a couple hours when it came out.
Yeah.
And then on this update or that update.
Yeah.
And now, by the way, the next update will be 1.0.
Okay.
For Hades. So, fucking woo.
Yes. I mean, fuck. Like, I came back to Dead Cells like 2 years later or whatever.
They're adding another thing to that.
Oh yeah.
Soon.
I mean, dude, I came back to it like 2 years later or whatever, and maybe 3, however long it was, and like got so much further than I ever had with new weapons I never used, and just had a blast, you know, experiencing like a good run, so to speak. And yeah, I definitely, there's not many games where you have that experience of like, I played this in early access and I'm coming back to it close to final, and like that experience is helping, but it's still pretty much a new experience in a way.
Dead Cells got like, I want to say like rebalanced or like overhauled sometime after 1.0.
Yeah. And then they added like Twitch modes and all this crazy shit.
Because I had a similar experience. That mine were a little closer together, but I came back and was like, this feels like a completely different game.
I just found that like the amount of new weapons and abilities opened up, and some of the like room balancing was more in your favor, and like, and yeah, I got like many maps in, you know, to be like, okay, yeah, this feels like what the game should have been. Yeah, so I'm excited to see that, providing that this is as solid as you are saying that has the potential to go.
Maybe, you know, I'm trying to think, maybe I'm taking it easy on this game just because I like their Twitter account.
Okay.
Because their Twitter account is really quick on the updates. So like you'll be playing it and you'll get kicked out because the server goes down, and you'll hit the Twitter and the Twitter will already be like, hey, the server's fucked up, sorry guys, we're working on it.
Hey, did you make a kid?
I did.
You like your kid?
Yes.
Did you pick a buddy?
Yes, I did.
Do you enjoy your buddy?
I do. I hate my rival.
You feeling attached to your team?
Yes.
Yeah. Then yeah. That's it.
Your rival's such a fucking asshole.
Good.
Like he's like Gary Oak on steroids, asshole.
Good.
It's I dislike the trend in Pokemon games where your rival's your friend. Your rival should be a
quote unquote friend.
Yeah, but your rival should be a piece of shit.
Because I like it when it's like, yeah, there's no qualms about the fact that I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
But I'm still like from the same town as you.
Like you go up to like the first gym leader and she's talking to you because you know the professor, and you're having like a nice chat, and your rival Max is like literally screaming next to you, what about me? What about me? I have a digital Temtem. And the gym leader just ignores them.
Good.
And he is like stamping his feet and ready to like piss himself. He's so fucking pissed off.
As opposed to say X and Y, where like you guys are basically BFFs.
Yeah.
While being like, I gotta beat you.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Like, no, this kid's an asshole.
Sick.
Like, okay, so you get your Temtem, and then you walk outside. Okay. He says, hey, hey, I'll give you your Temtem, Max and Pat, right? And Max goes, can I get a digital one? I want a digital one. And he goes, those are really rare. No. And he goes, okay, well, hey, Pat, you want to pick yours? And I pick one, right? And he goes, okay, cool. And then I go outside, and Max has a digital Temtem somehow. And in the first rival battle, the digital one beats all 3 types that you can start with, and kicks your shit in.
Nice.
And the professor goes, wow, man, you had no chance. Here's a second Temtem that's a different type.
Okay.
So that you can do. And Max starts screeching, why don't I get a second one?
But how do you get a digital
And
one?
he goes, you have a digital one.
Yeah.
They're super rare.
Yeah.
Calm down. And he's like, this is bullshit. And he runs away.
That's awesome. Good. So you might come across him like beating his Pokemon later.
Yeah, like might as well.
Okay.
Like he's such a little shithead.
Nice.
It's also made by Pokemon super fans. So they do one thing that I actually really love, where you run into people and your character has the ability to ask them about their Temtem, and they're like, I don't have Temtem. I don't care.
Yeah. Cool.
Like there's a character that literally tells you not everything in life is about Temtem, kid.
Perfect. Great. The world doesn't revolve around it. Awesome. I love that. You need that guy. You need people going to work while kids are running around with their monsters that are just like, get the fuck out of my way.
So this is what I'm talking about. Like, there's all these little things.
That's great.
That made me go like, yeah, okay, good, good.
Yeah. Perfect. And yeah, if I fucking leave my mom's house, go down to Oak's lab, pick my Pokemon, and then Joffrey walks in.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm very down. I'm very down with that. It's good.
Yeah, but needs more Temtem badly. Temtem needs more Temtem badly.
I'm shocked that you didn't peek at the final evolutions. That's such an important part to me.
Yeah, honestly, so am I.
Like, I don't care about
I think the reason for that is because out of the 3 starters, there was a very clear winner in my mind. So I didn't even care what.
But if it goes somewhere horrible, then fuck that.
Yeah, but it was the green one.
Like, Wartortle is the single worst thing.
It's the worst thing
in all 9
ever created by a human.
Of all 9
terrible.
possibilities on the starters, well, that's not true. Now, like 12 if you count Charizards, but there's nothing worse than a Wartortle.
Wartortles are God's mistake.
But you accept it on the way to Gun
Turtle. Yes, that's true.
So I need to know.
Yeah.
I need to know where I'm going. Squirtle's a hero. Wartortle never happened.
Wartortle never happened.
DMC 3.
There it is. Nailed it. Completely nailed it. Yeah, so that's going on with me. I'm going to be playing more Resident Evil games and some random shit over the following week over at twitch.tv/angriestpat. Might do Temtem again, but probably not. I don't know.
Okay.
Wartortle sucks.
It's really bad.
That's the name of the podcast.
It's got
this week.
ugly wing hair, like ear things.
Terrible.
It's got a terrible tail. It's just
I forgot about the tail.
It's got a goofy ass like foam tail, and it just kind of, it's like just a standing up Squirtle, and it's like, fuck off, bro.
Get out.
You're
I mean,
uncool.
Ivysaur and fucking Charmeleon don't fucking light the world on fire either.
No, but
they're just slightly bigger versions of the other design.
Yeah, Charmeleon is an aggressive Charizard.
Yeah.
Like I see, like it's there.
And then he'll eventually turn into Chameleonaire.
Yeah, Ivysaur is fine. It's just not that different.
It's just the bulb was kind of coming out.
Yeah, Wartortle is just a
the
bunch of
Bulbasaur evolutions are weird because like it goes Bulbasaur, got it, Ivysaur, got it, and then
Elephant.
Venusaur's like 1,000 times the size.
Elephant.
Yeah, like
insane. Makes no sense.
What happened here?
Yeah. Oh, Magikarp, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean that's because of the fucking the myth of the dragon and all that shit. I remember playing Yakuza 1 and fighting the final boss and being like, oh, that's why Magikarp sucks ass. Because in Yakuza 1, the final boss has a carp on his back.
Okay.
Where Kiryu has the dragon. And there's a scene in which a tattoo artist is explaining to you that the carp will travel up the stream and become a dragon. And I'm like, oh, Magikarp sucks still, though.
Yeah. Wartortle fans rise up, unite, so you can all be in the same place at the same time. And we can deal with that problem.